Changes coming to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Byron Leftwich, as expected, is out. 8 other assistant coaches also gone. Big changes to that Todd Bowles coaching staff entering year 2. This wasn't how it was supposed to go for the Bucs this year when Bruce Arians handed the reins to Todd Bowles, doing him a favor. Thanks for nothing, coach. It was a bad year for the Bucs. Yeah, they made it to the playoffs, but it was still a disappointment. And Charean, my big takeaway, there's no way Tom Brady's coming back to the Buccaneers, not without much overhaul of the coaching staff. Not unless they hire Bill O'Brien to be the offensive coordinator.
No, I don't see any way that Tom Brady's back on this team, and I think this was a signal of that, Mike. And you know, it is unfortunate with what's transpired because this was supposed to be the handoff to something great, and they finished with a losing record. And Todd Bowles probably is going to get one more year, and I don't know how this team comes back and wins with all the salary cap issues they're going to have, and with Tom Brady being gone, now you've got to go out and find another quarterback to come in and take over this team. So, yeah, this is, to me, is a team in transition. At this point, you tear it down and build it back up, and I guess that's what he's trying to do with the offensive side of the football, but it's not a very good offense this year, even with Tom Brady, Mike, and I don't know that's going to be any better next year.
No, and hey, they won their Super Bowl, right? Unexpected, unlikely. When Tom Brady handpicked the Buccaneers, it worked well. They had a great year in 2021 where they made it to the Final 8 and had that great comeback, even though it fell apart because somebody called an all-out blitz and the Rams went over the top and set themselves up for field goal range to win the game and move on. But it's just time. And who knows what the Buccaneers are going to be moving forward, who the quarterback's going to be, who the offensive coordinator is going to be, and how long Todd Bowles is going to last. Which offensive coordinator job, we kind of touched on this earlier, which one to you, Charean, is the most appealing? We've got the Ravens, Bucs, Chargers, Commanders. My God, I think it's easier to list the teams that aren't looking for an offensive coordinator. Ravens, Bucs, Chargers, Commanders, Titans, Rams, Jets, Patriots, Colts, and Cardinals. Well, and I guess any team that, I mean, you've got the Texans as well, and the Broncos. And the Panthers, since they don't have head coaches. So which one would be the most attractive to you?
You know, when you look at all of those, they mostly have quarterback issues. In fact, I guess if you want to include the Rams in that, I mean, we know who their quarterback's going to be, but do you want to go there with Matthew Stafford? To me, there are issues with almost every one of these teams. The one team I think where you don't have the quarterback issue is the Chargers with Justin Herbert. And if I'm an offensive coordinator, I would love to go there and work with Justin Herbert. The obvious disadvantage of going there is it going to be Brandon Staley's last year? And maybe you think, well, I can go in there, I can fix Justin Herbert. We either win, or if we don't win, it's not going to be my fault because our offense is going to be so good, and maybe I get a shot at the head coaching job if Brandon Staley is out next year. So I guess I would have to say the Chargers among that group of teams. The other ones, I just don't know about the quarterback situations well enough. Even the Cardinals, you look at Kyler Murray's not going to be there for the start of the season. And do you want to work with Kyler Murray? I think that's a big question. So every single one of those teams that we're talking about has a quarterback issue aside from the Chargers. So that's why I'm going to pick the Chargers.
And we've seen how offensive coordinator becomes the springboard to head coaching consideration. Ben Johnson with 1 year in Detroit, of having Jared Goff look better than anyone expected. All of a sudden, Ben Johnson is on the short list of head coaching candidates. It really is the key piece of the pipeline, and it's an accelerator to becoming a head coaching candidate, but you got to be in a good spot with a good quarterback. That's the key. Who's my quarterback going to be? Because great players make great coaches. Dick Vermeil said at his Hall of Fame induction speech, and I've said this earlier in the week, and I'm repeating myself, but it's true. Marshall Faulk made me a hell of a lot smarter coach. You're a lot better coach when you have better players. So I want to know who the quarterback is. And the Chargers, in theory, is attractive, but it just feels like it's a dysfunctional mess. And everybody could be gone after the 2023 season if things don't work the way that they need to. But if it works well, I've laid the foundation to be a head coach somewhere else, because look at what I've done with Justin Herbert, and I'm going to get the credit, I'm going to get the interviews, and I may get a head coaching job. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.